Blind squirrel can find an acorn with that system.
Yeah.
Right? Is that a pretty
I
good
don't know, I
system?
must be a blind squirrel.
All right.
Squirrel.
A blind squirrel can find an acorn in that system. In other words, if you did the marketing consistently, you're going to find a deal. And I've been marketing for a long, long time. My background is marketing, by the way. I own a social media marketing company called the 30-Minute Millionaire. It's a brand name, and I'm a best-selling author. So I can teach you some good stuff, right?
Yeah.
So just understand this. It's marketing has to be consistent.
Yeah.
And you'd be shocked when you're consistent with your marketing and you got a plan to market, the results are phenomenal. But what happens is people get discouraged because they go out there and they market for a couple months and nothing happens. But at the time frame, what's happening is they're learning. Their skills are improving. And then they get 3 feet from the goal, and guess what? They go do something else. Let me give you one of my famous quotes. Master one thing before you can master anything. Are you with me?
Yeah.
Master one thing before you master anything. And when you master one thing, you put all your focus and all your attention on what you're mastering, and you elevate yourself coming from a specialist, right, to what? An expert, to what? A person of authority, right? And don't you want to be a person of authority? Because when you become a person of authority, you also become a person of attraction.
That's it.
I hate being a person of promotion. What does a person of promotion do? It's like an Amway ninja, man, right? Starts drawing circles and fights you over for Super Bowl Sunday and serves you a hot dog and try to right? Yeah, a person of promotion is doing what? They're selling. What is a person of attraction doing?
Attractive.
He's mentoring, he's teaching. Okay, he knows something, she knows something that somebody else doesn't know, and people want to learn from them, right? So if you're out there doing $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 a month in wholesale deals, do you think your friends are going to listen to you, yes or no?
Yeah.
Yes.
If you just got into this and didn't do anything, do you think your friends are going to listen to you, yes or no?
No.
Tell me what you're going to make, and I'll listen to you. Right? Have you ever heard that one? How much money are you making now?
Show and tell.
How would you like to look them in the eyes and say, I'm free financially, what about you? Would that be cool? I'm free financially. Would you like to know what I'm doing? Would that be cool? All right, the reason we have the little, how come this thing changed? Okay, the reason I picked the logo of the little guy climbing up the ladder is because we want to build it organically. We want to teach you step by step how to get up the ladder. So we're very serious about hands-on mentorship, affordable education, local community right here. We can overlook your shoulders, check your contracts when you first start writing the contracts, right? Make sure you cross the T's right, you dot the I's, make sure it's legal, make sure you're following all the regulations and compliance, making sure you don't get locked up in jail with a ball and chain, right? Right? How many guys want to get locked up with a ball and chain? How many guys want their first deal to go sour and you lose a lot of money? No, because the deal is made where? Where's the deal made?
When you buy.
When you buy it. Because it's the analytics that make the deal. It's what you know how to analyze that makes the deal. Am I right or wrong? And if you do your analytics and you learn your analytic, your deals are going to be pretty powerful, right? All right, let's move on. Okay, now there's 4 ways to make money in real estate. 2 of them are transactional and 2 of them are residual. Are you ready? What's transactional? Who can read that to me?
Bird dog and wholesale.
Bird dogging and wholesaling. That's how you get started in real estate because that's the fastest way to make money. Takes education, mentorship, and community. Those are the ingredients, right? When you start wholesaling and you do your first deal, you're going to get excited because the average wholesale in America is how much? 10 grand. And wholesales around here can get up to how much? $80,000, right? The big one so far that I heard of. Maybe there's been 100. Okay? And then, of course, bird dogging and wholesaling, okay, by the way, help you to get that money, and your mindset is you're going to invest that money, so now you're building what? Liquidity. Why are you building liquidity? So you have money to invest. Is that cool?
That's right, yeah.
I like it. I think it's really cool. Now you can go into fix and flips, and fix and flips means you got to build a team. You got to know the contractor, the realtor, the escrow officer, right, Carolyn? I mean, you just can't do fix and flips by yourself. And if you don't have a good contractor, you're going to get what? You said it, I didn't. We recorded, now we got the sound working, right? What happens if you get a bad contractor?
You lose money.
Well, you know that story, right? You can get screwed. Now, look what happens when we have residual income. Think about this for a minute. Residual income. Robert Kiyosaki on my radio show said, Gary, residual income is nothing more than creating enough passive and residual income to cover your monthly obligations. I said, well, my obligations are very high. He said, well, why don't you find... So listen, your obligations could be $5,000 a month, and if you convert that to transactional income to what? Cash flow, you're free financially. Financial freedom is not creating wealth. Financial freedom is creating what? Time freedom. Are you with me?
Yeah.
Is that definition a lot easier than creating wealth?
Yeah.
Right? Okay. So what is financial independence? Creating enough what? Residual income to cover what? Your monthly obligations. Are you with me?
Yeah.
All right, you guys got that down. Now, how do you create residual income in real estate? Well, let me tell you something. You can go out and wholesale. You can make $200,000–$300,000 a year wholesaling. There's no question about it, right, Mike? You can make some make some serious money there, by the way. And but here's the deal. It's not residual. It's transactional. You wipe the board clean. You start all over again next month. Are you with me?
Yes.
Okay. How would you guys like to take that money on the transactional side and invest it in what? Buy and holds, either commercial,
Sure.
multifamilies, right, up to 4 units as single families. And what about notes and deeds? Would that be cool? There's your mailbox money, right? But you're creating something else when you're creating residual, because assets do what? They appreciate over time, right? That's according to the market. According to the market. But what if we can show you how to create wealth by paying off the debt on an accelerated basis? Would that be cool?
Yes.
So if we pay off the debt, we create equity, yes or no?
Yes.
And if the market takes off double digits for a couple of years, we're like icing on the cake, right?
Yeah, you got that.
We're creating some wealth, aren't we?
Oh, yeah.
Is that cool or what?
Yes.
Right? All right, I love it. So how many of you guys want to be on the transactional side or the residual side?
Can I be on both?
Residual.
Residual. You with me?
Yeah.
What side do you want to be on? Residual. What's the name of the game? Cash? Right? Right. Good stuff so far?
Yeah.
All right. We start you out by doing what? Earning money to invest in your education and real estate 3 ways. Number 1, advanced bird dogging, I call it. That means we want you to do the analytics. Giving us an address is not the analytics. Using iOS and doing the marketing analysis, right? That's the analytics. Determining what the market value is, determining what your ROI is, that's the analytics. So that's worth more to us than just bird dogging, giving us an address. We're going to pay you double maybe what you would get if you bird dog. Bird doggers usually get what, $500 to $1,000. Advanced bird doggers, dogging, is probably what, up to like maybe $1,000 to $5,000, right? And then when you get into wholesaling, that gets up to what? 10?
To 80.
80,000. You guys are smart. Come on, get up here and teach a class. And then we also have what we call, this is the only educational program that I know of that offers what I call a referral-based system, which gives you 50% of the commission that affords the education. It's really a cool system, right? So you can earn money, because when you start learning to bird dog and you're wholesaling and you got all these deals, somebody's going to ask you, who's mentoring you? How did you learn that? And I said, well, I got into this program, and it only cost me about like $40 a month. But when I sell that program, I make $500 my first sale, $500 my second sale, and I make $1,000 every time somebody buys that program. And all of a sudden you're thinking, well, maybe I can sell 2, 3, 4, 5 of those a month, right? Would that be cool if we taught you how to do that? If you want to do it, you don't have to do it, but if you want to do it, would that be a cool thing? So now what do you do with that money? Do you invest it or do you spend it? Okay, now what's happening? Your liquidity is growing, see? All right, is that a good deal? Yes or no?
Yes.
Very good deal. Now that you're making money, we got to put it into a plan together. All right, we need a plan. You know, people don't have a plan for their life. I've coached and consulted with companies and high-income earners. And it's amazing when people come to me, they don't have a plan for their life, they don't have a plan for their business, and they don't have a plan to be free financially. And you think about, well, what's financial literacy? Well, you know, when I used to do these big meetings and I worked with financial planners, the biggest problem I found is most people never did a budget. They never did a personal budget for them. And I'd ask them questions like, well, what's your personal budget? How much money are you spending every month on your necessities, like your rent, your food, and things like that, and utilities? They couldn't tell me.
Everything they make.
Yeah, they couldn't tell me. I said, well, how can you possibly control money if you're not doing a budget? And then I found out as I dug into it that the reason that they were out of control with their budget, do you know what the #1 killer of controlling money is? You're not going to believe this. Eating out.
That's true.
Eating out.
That's
Do you know what the second #1 killer to controlling a budget is?
Teenager?
Too many trips. Well, I can do it too. Too many trips to the ATM.
Oh, yeah.
Are you with me?
Yeah.
Too many trips to the ATM that aren't accountable. When you need the money, there it comes. Where'd you spend it? Do you have a track? Do you have a receipt? No! You just need the money and you go. It's like my wife going shopping. All of a sudden she goes to Costco. She comes back with 4 months worth of food. I'm saying, honey, our refrigerator won't carry all that. She said, well, we got one on the garage, you know. I said, honey, can't you plan the meal and then shop to the meal? Well, now, finally, she's asking me, what would you like tomorrow? I said, well, let me tell you what I want for the week. And I told her, well, let's have raviolis this night. And, you know, I'm really missing salmon, so let's get some salmon on Tuesday night. By the way, I'm eating pizza on Wednesday night. You know, so now she plans it. It took me years to get her to that point. I remember coming out of Costco pulling 2 baskets. That's not controlling your money. Am I right or wrong?
You're right.
So when people sit down with me, the first thing I do is I say, guys, do you have a plan for your life? No. Do you have a plan for your business? No. Do you have a plan for financial freedom? No. Have you ever done a personal budget? No. I said, well, there's your problem. We're going to do a personal budget. Now, when I did a personal budget, and let's say that these guys are really, really tight, the second thing I did, and I did this on my radio show, I said, you know what your problem is? You are not challenged financially because you are income challenged. And they go, what are you talking about? I said, your budget, your plan needs to increase your income. Do you have a plan to do that? Well, I never thought of that. See, people just get by. But as soon as I taught them to start planning their income, it made a difference in their life. They started looking for what? Ways and means to create and increase their income. That was life-changing for them. The lights went on. Same thing I hear all the time. I just don't have time. I can't take another thing on my plate. Oh my God, I'm just loaded. I'm full. I said, well, let me ask you the question. If you don't have any time and you're broke, do you maybe think you might want to change something?
Of course.
Or you just want to stay there? And they go, well, no. I said, well, if you're not willing to change something, then don't you expect the next 5 years to be like the last 5 years? All right. Let me tell you what I told people when I got that answer. I said, you know what your problem is? The law of association. You're not associating with the right people. You're not reading the right books. You're not educating yourself. See, one of my other famous quotes was, okay, the greatest investment one can make is in oneself. Have you ever heard that quote before?
Oh, yes.
Okay, that's my quote. The greatest investment one could make is in oneself. The other quote I got famous for is, success is just one small step. Remember that, Carolyn? Outside your comfort zone. I did it at all my seminars. And I became famous. Success is just one small step outside your comfort zone. It's doing something probably you've never done before. It's taking a risk. It's taking a chance. Does that make sense? God, you guys are very agreeable with me tonight. Okay. So what if we can consolidate these 3 plans into one plan? Would that be cool?
Yes.
Okay, here's the plan. Okay? What if we can show you how to combine all 3 plans by buying rental property so you can retire in the next 5 years? Would you like to know how you can do that? Yes or no?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
You've been waiting for that, right? I
Yes.
thought so. What if we could show you how to buy double-digit appreciating properties for less than $100,000 with 2% rent-to-price ratios? Would you like to know where?
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Yep.
What if I told you we're tapping in some of the hottest markets in the United States? What if I told you that we have alliances now with companies that have been around since 1995 that have over 14,000 transactions and never had a lawsuit? Would that be a cool deal?
Oh, yeah.
What if we told you we have an alliance with one of the biggest investors in the United States, where not only do they buy hot properties and turnkey them over to us, but they take care of all the what? Maintenance. Vacancies. Would that be a cool deal?
Yes.
See, they go in and they buy them for $20,000, they fix them up for now 10, 15. They make their money on the buy. And then they incubate them for 3 to 5 years. And then they bring them to our attention. Is that cool? Absolutely. Okay? And then what if you could find a lady that has a broker note desk with $25 million worth of note? Would that be cool? You just met her tonight. I hope you talked to her. Okay. What if we could show you how to earn the income to invest in properties and techniques where you can find them free and clear? Okay? And own them free and clear. Would that be cool? Would you like to know how to do that?
Yes.
Didn't we just show you an example of it tonight? All right. What if we taught you to leverage financing using lines of credit so you can afford your education and invest in real estate at the same time? Would that be cool?
Oh, yeah.
Gary, you guys are really cool today. I like it. I love this one, right? You can and we will. So you will learn how to bird dog and wholesale. And we're going to talk about our new book that just came out. We just wrote this, Frank and I and Denise, and it's called Bird Dog Your Way to Wealth. And it's step by step with the scripts that Denise uses that people actually call her back. I went with her and I watched her talk to people that fell in love with her, and they wanted to call her back because she loved them so much. They knew that she wanted to help them. They trusted her right away. I just looked at that and I just said, my God, if I would have knocked on that door, they would have closed it. They would have hid from me. I know it. So I said, Denise, you knock on all the other doors. She came up with 5 deals. Knocking on the doors.
Can I share something?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So we drive up, and there's a gentleman sitting outside, and we're in the car, so we stopped, because this was the house we were going to go to or not. Gary Rose puts his window down, starts talking to him, does his pitch. The guy turns around, walks away, and Gary says, I didn't do that well, did I? It was like, never from inside a car, okay?
Yeah.
Never from inside a car.
I would have threw the contract out the window and said, sign here.
And that's pretty much what he was doing. I didn't
All right.
really do that.
So look, if we teach you how to bird dog and wholesale, seriously, with this software and our education and our mentorship, all you have to do is put together a consistent marketing plan. It's a numbers game, right?
Mm-hmm.
What if we could show you how to write a contract every day? What if we showed you how to write 5 contracts a day? Do you know that Denise and I and Frank are actually learning how to write 10 contracts a day? Is that pretty cool?
Yes, it is.
How'd you like to learn that? Would that be pretty cool?
How many are you closing?
Wait a minute, we just started writing. We're learning. Didn't I tell the truth? We're learning. We're under mentorship.
Right.
Oh, okay.
We're under mentorship. So you can be under mentorship, and we're going to come back and we're going to teach you. How about that? All right. So educate yourself on the basic fundamentals of investing in real estate. Okay, you'll earn $500 to $2,500 in advanced bird dogging, and you'll earn $5,000 to $50,000 wholesale. That's what gets you started. Okay, that's the bottom line here. And anybody and everybody can do it. So let's move up the ladder to fix and flips, where you can make $30,000 to $150,000. Cool?
Can I tell my story?
No.
No.
I want to get to
Wow.
Not yet.
Not yet. All the money you can make in all the ways that we can help you make it will not set you free financially. Think about this for a minute. Why? Because if you're making all that money in fix and flips and wholesales and bird dogs, and you're not investing it in properties or notes, you're missing the point.
Yes.
You're not creating assets. You're not growing wealth. You're not increasing your balance sheet. Am I right or wrong? Yes or yes?
Yes.
I didn't hear you. Am I right?
Yes.
Jeez, I'm smart girl. Financial freedom comes from what? Owning and renting real estate or buying discounted notes. Jasmine should be pretty cool. I said that. I should get an amen back there.
Amen. Okay, Barry.
That's Barry.
The money you make from bird dogging and flips is to invest in real estate, and that's the only reason. Okay? And notes, so you can be free financially. Am I right or wrong?
Yes.
What's king in real estate? Cash what?
Cash flow.
I got it. Cash flow. I think we're making progress. What do you think?
Yeah.
So if we could show you how to buy one property at $50,000 a home a year for 5 years. One property a year, $50,000. Now watch this, one home. And you had a net worth of $227,000 at the end of those 5 years, and a net cash flow of $5,500, would it be worth it? You just made one investment, your first investment, your first rental property. We taught you to do a couple of wholesales to get, get a couple of wholesales, and you put that money into this, right? And you're going to go ahead and buy that property, and it's turnkey, and all of a sudden, at the end of 5 years, it's going to be worth 5 properties. It's going to give you a net worth of $250,000 and a cash flow of $5,500, starting with one property. Okay, is that cool?
Yes.
All right, watch what happens. What now? What if you bought 5 homes a year, costing $50,000 for 5 years? Do you know what your net worth would be? $2.1 million. With 11% double-digit appreciation. By the way, there are places where we're getting these properties where it goes up to 20%. It runs 9 to 20% in some neighborhoods. Is that cool? And your cash flow would run about $42,000 monthly. Would you want to know how to do that?
Oh, yes. What are we waiting for?
The clicker. All right, now look at the spreadsheet for a minute here. I know it's a little small, but I'm going to read it to you, all right? So you start out with one purchase. Your one purchase, the hardest thing in the world to do is your first deal. After that, the next one's easier, and the next one's easier, right or wrong? It's the first deal. So the first deal is $50,000. You got a net cash flow of $1,000. You got a 2% rent to rate ratio. At 11% appreciation, at the end of 5 years, go down the ladder here, the chart here, it's worth $84,000, assuming that that appreciation growth continues. Okay, and it could change. It could change, don't question it. It could go the other way, right? So this is just a model. You all agree with that? There's no guarantees or promises here. It's a model. Okay. So $84,000 would be pretty cool because that's happening in a town. I'm not going to tell you where it's happening, but it's happening right now in the United States. Is that cool? Okay. Now, what happens if you buy another property the second year, and another property the third year, the fourth year, the fifth year, and you've got that $250,000 net worth, and you've got $5,000 a month cash flow. Now let me give you another equation. See, I own a $1.2 million home that's all paid for. And if I took that $1 million, and this is not the home I'm living in, by the way, and if I took that home and I rented it out, it would probably get about $5,000 a month in rent, right? But if I sold that home on a 1031 exchange, and I bought these properties here, and I'd end up with bought 20 of these properties, and I had a $20,000 a month cash, $5,000 a month, $20,000 a month. Which one would you take?
22.
The little property's making $20,000, right? And plus you got 11% appreciation. I think that's a pretty cool deal. Don't you think that's going to grow pretty fast? Yeah. Okay. So that's really what this is all about. And then what if you bought 2 homes a year? Look over all the way to the right. At the bottom here it says bought 2 homes a year. We showed you how to buy 2 homes a year and pay for it. Totally paid for. And I'm going to show you that technique in a minute. And you had an $842,000 net worth, and you had a $16,000, $17,000 cash flow. Would that be a cool deal?
Oh, yeah.
And you just started with one home for $50,000 by bird dogging and wholesale. Wow. That's not a bad deal. What happens if you got 3 homes? Oh my God, your net worth's $1.2 million in 5 years, debt-free, with a $25,000 a month cash flow. Is that a pretty good deal?
Yes.
3 homes? Let's drop down, 5 homes. It's worth $2.6 million and $42,000 cash flow. Is that pretty good? Now, if you didn't increase the rates according to CPI and you kept them standard, you're going to have about $25,000 in rental income. Okay? Now, I don't know about you, but around here, a $2.1 million home is not going to rent for $25,000. Do you know anybody that ever got $25,000 for a $2.1 million rental?
No.
Not here.
No.
How many guys think this is cool so far?
Yeah.
Sounds like a stretch, doesn't it? Sounds like it's wild, right? I say, oh, how can you possibly do that? Okay. What if we can show you how to borrow $50,000 using a personal line of credit and pay cash for investment property and pay it off in 6 months without making extra principal payments, without changing your spending habits, by using banks' money? Would that be a cool deal?
Yes.
See, the technique is so simple. We get all botched up teaching this, but whenever you take a checking account and a credit line and you put them together, I want you to know one thing. Whenever you make a deposit into that account, that becomes your payment against the credit line, the money that you borrow. That's a reality. That works like that. Your deposit becomes your payment. Say it with me. Your deposit becomes what? Your payment. And then when you pay out your bills on that, what happens? Well, okay, he goes back up, right? Well, here's the difference. There's a spread. How many of you guys know that the average bank account in America has a $2,000 spread in it? Not everybody is NFD. I mean, okay? Has a $2,000 spread. You know how much? That's trillions of dollars that the banks hold that loan out. That's your money and my money. How many of you guys love the banks?
No.
How many of you guys want your money back?
Yeah.
And then the daily average adds in there. So how do we increase that spread? Because that spread starts lowering the credit line amount by making your deposit. So think about this for a minute. What if we put in the cash flow, the rental income, into our credit line account? Would that be cool? Would that increase the spread, the margin? Would that reduce our credit line that we borrowed to buy that property? Would that be cool? Pretty cool stuff, right? Okay, you got it?
Yep.
What would that knowledge be worth if we taught you how to do that? Pretty cool, right?
Yes.
I thought so. Okay, now look at this calculator. Now look what happens. See that 50,000 on the left-hand side there? Okay, now that's the amount amortized over on a 4% loan over a 30-year period of time. That loan will cost you $35,000 in interest if you bought that home and you borrowed money against it. All right. Now I'm assuming that we're going to get $50,000 out of the credit line, 100% of the purchase price. Now what happens if we make extra principal payments? Well, you still are going to pay interest on that. It's still going to take you 30 years to pay it off, so it's $18,947. But what if we used a credit line at 9%? That's about what they run, anywhere from 5 to 9%. And what if this is an average person with net income of $7,500 and his expenses at $5,500? Now remember I told you got to get the budget in control, right? So if you're spending over $5,500 a month, we got to look at what you're spending it on, right? Probably a lot of credit cards if you're over that, right? Okay, all right, I know that. Okay, so we're able to pay that $50,000 off in 3 years under this program by just our normal income and our deposits going through a credit line. Is that cool?
Yeah.
Automatically pays it off in that 30 years. How many years?
3.
3 years. All right. Now, that's pretty cool. 3 years to pay off that home and start all over again. Oh my God, I'm saving $25,000 over traditional loans, right? So, I like it. Now watch what happens when we take your first income, your first property's income of $1,000, and you put it in the equation, and your $7,500 cash flow going into it now becomes $8,500. How much time did we cut off of that payout? The loan reduced by what? Now it's down to 2.5 years. We paid off instead of 3.5, right? Mm-hmm. That's pretty cool, right? Just that one property. Now watch where I'm going with this. What if you had all of those properties, those 5 properties that you bought, and you put the rental income into the credit line, which is now your checking account, right, with checks and debit cards, everything else is combined, right? What happens? Your cash flow spread goes from $2,000 to $7,000. Here's the magic, folks. It'll take you a half a year to pay off one property. Once you get this rolling and rolling, start singing Proud Mary. Okay? Right? Come on. Barry, sing it for us. Proud Mary. Singing on a river, right? It's rolling, baby. Now, let me ask you something. Seriously. Is this real world for you guys that know velocity banking, yes or no?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Is that real world?
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
But it's a technique you've never heard before. Am I right or wrong? Because if you were to learn how to do this traditionally, it would take you 15 years to get there. Isn't this cool? The more rental properties that you buy, the more you increase your cash flow, the faster the debt reduces. Do we care if the market goes up or down?
No.
Because we're owning the property free and
Clear.
oh my God, that is so cool, right?
Exciting.
That's exciting, right? All right, so here it is. Here's our ridiculous, irresistible offer. Are you ready? Grab your pocketbooks, baby. I'm after your money. You get hands-on mentorship where we take you out by the hand, and we call it Bird Dog Saturdays. We teach you using our iOS system. By the way, We're going to give you that system free for the first 6 months on the offer that I'm going to give you today. Is that cool? And we're actually going to take you out knocking on doors to do it. How much is that going to be? Is that fun or what? Okay. Bird Dog Saturdays with Denise, and I stay in the car. So you're safe. You're going to get a deal out, all right? Training on how to analyze each deal and every deal, because the profit's made when you analyze the deal. Right, Austin? Not after you buy it and find out how you screwed up.
Right, no.
Okay? Training on how to analyze the deal. Show you how to write the deals. Would that be cool? How to write it with no deposit money. Would that be cool?
Yeah.
How to take it out of the market like that. Boom. Would that be cool? Oh, God, I love this stuff. Okay, and what? Help you get educated fast. So you understand about capitalization rates. You understand about what gross multipliers are. Understanding about velocity banking and how you can reduce your loan using a credit line. Oh my God, this is so good. I'm getting excited. Somebody put vodka in.
Don't tell your wife.
I'll tell you how much I'm committed to this. And Frank and Denise will tell you, I just hired a very sharp marketing director that's coming on board with us, and I paid for her education to learn this. So she can go out and run my wholesale business. Is that cool? All right? And she is good. Okay, and she's good looking. Okay, here's the All right, well, I know the guys are going to think so, and they're going to buy from her whether or not because she's so pretty. I don't care.
Here comes the Meetup.
Yeah, I don't want to get sued, so I don't say anything else. All right, build a real estate investment plan to create wealth. I'm going to help you do that. I'm going to lay it out for you. I'm going to teach you financial literacy. I'm going to work with you on your budget, on your wealth plan. You get my coaching and my mentorship personally, right? Let me tell you what people paid for my coaching. $500 an hour when I was a consultant. My lowest contract was $30,000. My average contract was between $60,000 to $100,000. That was my coaching contracts. You get me free. But I'm going to give you the biggest work over you ever had in your life. Okay? So I'm going to teach you how to pay off debt. Clean up your manager credit, because you can't get a credit line until your credit's cleaned up. So I don't care where we start, but when I give you assignments and I show you how to use a system I call rollover debt and how to pay off that debt. Listen, I've taken student loans that were 15 years out and paid them off in 3 years without velocity banking. It's called rollover debt. It's a technique I taught my students, okay? I'm going to teach you how to get rid of that frickin' debt, right? Come on, wave your hand. Goodbye, debt.
Bye, Dad.
No more debt.
No more debt.
Debt holds you down. It's your anchor. It's your chain. Am I right or wrong?
Yeah, right.
Okay? And if you don't, the sad thing is if your mindset isn't correct, and you're not thinking like an investor, you pay off your debt and you redo what? You recharge your debt. It never goes away because it's in your mindset and your spirit. You got to get rid of it. You got to get the investor mindset. Mortgage acceleration to own your properties debt-free and clear. Create, manage passive incomes through hot markets and discounted notes. Is that cool or what? We're tied into some of the sharpest and best investors with a perfect reputation and no lawsuits. Is that cool? Okay? All right. What I told you today, if it's true that you can create a $2.1 million net worth with a $20,000 to $40,000 cash flow, would it be worth $100,000 to you? Oh, I got you all scared. Would it be worth $50,000? Somebody give me a guess.
Yes.
Yes.
Would it be worth $25,000 at least?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
The big gurus are getting that money for this now. You know, you understand that, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're getting the big money for this. Would it be worth $10,000?
Absolutely.
$5,000?
Yes.
Say yes.
Yes.
No, you don't have to pay $100,000. You don't have to pay $50,000. You don't have to pay $25,000. 10 or 5. Here it is. I'm going to hand this out to you. Denise, I want you to hand this out to people. Just pass it down. I want you to look at this. This is how ridiculous this offer is, okay? We're going to give you this whole program for $2,000. And where are you going to help you finance it? If you don't have the money and you can't put it on a credit card or debit card, and by the way, we're going to let you partner with people, so that means 2 of you can buy this and split it. We're going to, and it, actually it's $1,997. I don't know how this came up to $2,000. Must have got the other one. All right, so here's your decision. You could sign up, put it on a 0 credit card, If you got good credit, I'll show you how to put it on a credit line, about $40 a month. If you can get a partner and split it with them. I want you to think about how many bird dogs would you have to do? How many wholesales would you have to do? How many rentals and notes would you have to buy? Think about what we have here. This is what you're going to get in our class. You're going to get tax and legal, 1 and 2. There's over 400 tax deductions. We're going to save you money on your taxes. How cool is that? You guys like to pay taxes, yes or no? I hate taxes.
No, I mean.
It's that time of the year too. Credit management. I'm going to show you, basically we have a course and I'm going to show you how you can get your credit under control and pay off debt through our, what I call a rollover technique. I tell a lot of people, okay? Is that cool? You're going to learn mortgage acceleration. We have a class that does that. You're going to learn the foundations, real estate marketing. What are the red flags? What can go wrong? How to find the deals before anybody else. All of that's going to be in our program, as long as in creative acquisitions. How do you write the subject to contracts with no deposits? Is that cool? All of that is there. Now, to summarize, you make money, advanced bird dogging, wholesaling, fix and flip, and referring Renatus to your friends, your clients, your customers, whoever. You get this book before it goes on Amazon, free. Bird Dog Your Way to Wealth, you're going to get that free in the program. You're going to get my 39-page marketing book with 7 marketing funnels free. Okay? That's not bad, right? And if you want to start a meetup group, you get my playbook on how to start a meetup group wherever you live. And we'll work with you to start that meetup group. Is that a pretty good deal?
Yeah.
Is there any reason why you can't make a decision tonight to change your life for the better and to work with professional people that care about your future? Think about it for a minute, okay? So, to summarize, you create wealth, financial freedom by investing in properties and discounting notes. Bottom line. So, if you don't have the money, or the credit card, or the debit card, or a partner that can help you with it, what I'm going to say to you tonight is this. Come and talk to Denise, Frank, and myself, because we got some tremendous financing options for you that are so easy. If you can't get the credit line, we're only talking about $100 a month and about a $550 investment to get it all wrapped up. And that's it. The rest of it we'll finance for you. So it's easy to get involved with us, right? You get my marketing book. You get my bird dog book. All free. You get my personal mentorship. You get the finest education I've ever seen through Renatus. We're going to tie you into some of the hottest markets you can find. And we're also going to start you out immediately. Would that be cool? Oh, the battery's running low. If it went wrong tonight, it went wrong.
Oh my goodness.
I got the devil in here, so I'm trying to mess this up.
Oh,
Folks,
no.
Forgot to pay P&D,
Yeah.
Yeah.
all right, you see this. This is our book, and this is our playbook. So with that being said, I just want you to reflect on it. We're going to go ahead and network, eat some more pizza. Come and talk to, if you want to do this seriously and you're strapped financially, come and talk to us. Because this is the best program I know of for the lowest cost on affordable education I've seen in the market so far. It makes all the difference in the world. So, okay, fill out the forms completely, turn them in. If you want a contract with Renatus, it's $125. Essentials is $2,000. Again, free mentorship, local support, free marketing. Okay, you can see any of us for financing. Frank, what did you want to say? I'm done.
Oh,
That's right.
I just wanted to say one thing. I made $72,000 today.
Lori, how much did we make, Frank?
How much did Lorraine?
How much did we
we're
make
gonna
on your
make.
deal?
We're gonna make. How much are we gonna make? We're gonna make $25,000.
$25,000
in
on
a
what
week.
deal? In what, 6 weeks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Testimony, right?
Yeah.
So, come on, 25,000,
Yeah, they were my
72,000,
hard money. I needed a hard
2,000. Are
money.
you kidding me? Come on. All right, that is so easy to get our type of mentorship. So, pray about it, think about it, whatever you want to do. I'm done for the night, and I want you to spend some time and talk to Jasmine back here about notes. I mean, that is some great deal. $25 million in notes that she has that you guys can buy and broker. Just right back here. Stand up, Jasmine, so they can see you. Okay, so spend some time with Jasmine. She drove all the way up to San Diego with us, all right? Thank you guys for coming. Have a good pizza. Let's go ahead and network.
All right, thank you.